Hi, this is Steve from YourCreativeLife.com talking today about more rewriting tips, things that you can use in your process, whether you're on a show in a writer's room or working on your own, things that might help you as you rewrite. So I've done a video on rewriting before, which I'm sure you can find among the videos on this channel. But this past weekend, I was doing a rewrite for the show that I work for. And as I was doing that process, I realized that there are a couple of other particular things that I do in the rewriting space that might be helpful to you. And so I thought that I would share about those. So on this particular show, at this particular time, I have been charged with basically collecting and smoothing out a particular episode. And that means that several other writers have gotten the opportunity to write different sections of this script, me and four other writers. And once we did that, based on an outline, each writing, a certain number of scenes, we sent those to our script coordinator, who is the person who then puts them all together in sequence. She sent those to me, and I am in charge of putting them together and making it feel like one whole script. So that involves a number of different things, from making sure that the tone is correct and the character names, and that all of the events sort of sync up one after the other, so that in the mystery of the procedural of this show, they all feel like they string together and like one writer is taking you on this journey. So here's what I did. I got the final draft document, turned it into a PDF, was my first step, and I sent it to myself from my laptop to my iPad. And using a program called Notability, I popped the PDF into Notability, which is a program where I can use my Apple Pencil and I can actually make marks. So I read through the compiled version with all my scenes and all my colleagues' scenes, and I made notes with my Apple Pencil around what I thought needed to be changed. And those could be big things or small things. Move this here, do this here. And I would make all sorts of notes in the margin. Now, back in the day, I might print out a whole 50-page script, but not so much in the digital age. So I make my notes, and then once I make my notes, I make a strategy list in my head about which things I'm going to attack first. And I can jump around to different scenes, or I can go straight on through. At one point I went straight through correcting a character name, and I did that first. Then I went back through and I did certain things about making sure that I'm following a particular event in the script through, and I might go character by character or moment by moment, or those sorts of things. So I'll make those notes on my piece, and then I will go back into Final Draft and I will actually make those changes. And so once I do that, I will go back through and I will read it over again. Now, I also have a timer with me. The timer is really to keep me honest, to make sure that I am spending a certain amount of time on a script over the weekend. Obviously, I'm big on taking breaks and having downtime. Things like that are really important to me. So it's helpful for me to time the amount of the workspace, the work time, so that I recognize, okay, I've worked for 5 hours, I'm going to take a break. Or I've worked for 2 hours, I'm going to take a break. Or I've worked for 45 minutes, I'm going to take a break. And then cumulatively, I can understand how much energy and time I'm putting in. And it actually helps me be a little bit more gentle with myself along the way. So those are some of the steps of my process. Save it as a PDF, send it to my iPad, make some notes, go back, go into the final draft, and go back and forth between my PDF and the final draft, making changes, sometimes in sequence, sometimes with a to-do or action list, and timing it the whole time. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I will read through several times, make more notes, again, send it to with a PDF to my iPad and make more notes in the same way, and just keep doing that until I am relatively satisfied with how it flows, how it works, how it seems, and then at which point I will be then ready to send it back to, say, a showrunner or a higher up or whoever needs to get the script or to turn it in, however that needs to be done on our particular show. So I hope some of those things are useful to you. And I think it's really great for you to create, either use that methodology or create your own methodology to move through the rewrites that you're working on, whether they're your personal rewrites or whether they're rewrites for a particular show. I hope you enjoyed this. Give it a thumbs up if you dug it. And also remember to subscribe to this channel, because as you see, there are more than, almost 100 videos on this site, all about you, your writing life, and your creative life. And I hope that these help you down the line. You can also go to yourcreativelife.com and find out a bunch about the coaching that I do to help writers, the podcast that we've created, and also subscribe to the newsletter, which comes out once a month. So I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next time.